I'm King Blandon, and because Denisa has been MIA due to an overwhelming schedule, I'm taking over this week. I'll show you how you can create a superhero, and in honor of a soon-to-be released music video, Don't Kiss and Tell, I'll be using my character Taylor Gold as a template. The easiest thing to do is to use an existing wardrobe piece and modify it, but you don't always have what you need, so I'll show you how you can create a new pattern in order to create a new costume piece. You can also download the pattern I created by going to kingblandon.com, character gallery, and by clicking on Taylor Gold's face. The direct link is also in the description. To avoid ruining a piece of your doll's wardrobe, you can just use one of the doll's fitted dresses or a one piece like this, lay it flat and scan it. Trace over your new design and cut it out. You can lay your pattern over the doll to make modifications as needed. On the back you'll notice there's Velcro. I'm using a stretch fabric, so no need for the Velcro, but feel free to do whatever you'd like. Next you'll want to trace your pattern on the bad side. Make sure that when your pattern lays vertically on the fabric stretches horizontally. This will allow the costume to slide up and down her hips without ripping. Normally you'll want to hem the edges. The fabric I'm using is for cosplay and doesn't fray because it's made from plastic. However, to be extra safe, I'm reinforcing the edges with no fray glue. You can buy it just about anywhere. Notice I left space on the edges where pieces attach. The more you leave, the easier it is to sew, and you can cut the excess later. I'm going to lightly trace onto the good side the line I'm going to have to follow. Lay the pieces so that both bad sides are touching and sew directly onto the line. For the other side, just open it up and sew it so that the costume is inside out. While the piece is still inside out, fit it on the doll and figure out where you need to seal the bottom. I happen to have drawn the pattern exactly where I needed the seam to be. For the back piece of the top, just lay the fabric together and sew it so that when you're done it's inside out. I will be painting the costume. I recommend using fabric that's already the color you want it to be because the paint does make the fabric rigid. I'm using ultramarine blue from Folk Art and dioxide purple from Americana. It's a 1:5 ratio, so 1 drop blue, 5 purple, or 3 drops blue, 15 drops purple. This gives me the exact indigo color I designed it to be. If you are painting the costume, put it on the doll and paint it while it's on a doll. When the paint dries, it will take the shape of whatever the costume piece is and shrink. Painting the costume without being on a doll is a disaster, so don't do it. Not all fabrics accept paint easily. The first layer should be just to spread out the color the best you can, then add on to it, always painting in the same direction. The final part of the costume is the belt. I'm using a ribbon with the width I want. I use Vivid Lime Green from Heavy Body. However, I'm thinking of changing the design to gold just to be more cohesive with her teammates and to avoid similarities between the Kiki Tika Punk's color palette. Measure how long you need the ribbon to be by measuring it around her waist. Cut and paint. For her shoes, just use any shoes and paint them. I suggest using the same color for the shoes as you do for the belt. I'm going to glue the belt on, but you can tie it and make a bow in the back or use Velcro. If you do glue it on, you will not be able to remove the costume because you'll prevent it from stretching around her waist when trying to remove the costume if you don't use Velcro for the costume. I hope this tutorial was easy enough to follow and that you'll all be making superheroes of your own. Bye bye!